boy Shunt and your boy Redacted. What's going on? It's your boy Shunt
and Redacted,
and we are compacted in this one thing that we call real dumb shit. So what's going on, peeps? Sorry, I've got a bit of Alzheimer's there. That was weird. It's like I was looking to introduce myself 3 or 4 times to the same podcast. That was a bit weird.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Because I'm drunk. It's gonna go for
me that.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not that drunk, so it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, speaking of all good, what's the dumb shit this week?
I thought before we get into it, I wanted to address something from a previous episode.
But isn't that kind of weird because your name's called Redacted, yet you're bringing shit up? I'm just saying.
I'm allowed.
Just saying. It's fine.
I'm allowed.
Cool.
Cool. I redact what I want to redact. So
okay.
I bring up what I want to bring up. Okay, sometimes people need to bring up old shit. What?
Okay, cool. What old shit are you bringing up?
Jelly. Jelly. So, it come to my attention that maybe we went a little bit hard.
Really?
Yeah. Bradley and Jermaine took us into the Wylion offices.
Yeah.
We got a bit of a dressing down.
Yeah.
They told us about how much they love and respect Jet Li. And I'm there too. Like, I didn't mean that.
Just be honest, right? They kicked us in the face each. I didn't even realise it was that flexible at first, bro. Like, the blood in my mouth, erupted. Like, I think it's because, you know what? Redacted. Jermaine is the worst one, you know. Like, he's so violent. He's so violent, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, you're lucky because, Bradley's smaller. So, the worst thing, it's just horrible, bruv.
Yeah, he's quick. You get punched in the face 10 times in a second.
Yeah, he's watched a lot of, martial arts films. You got that right. I mean,
for Jet Li.
When he choked you out, I did want to get involved, but, I was literally getting, I don't even know what it was. It was just, firmly slapped. That's the only thing I can imagine, recalling, firmly slapped. And it is sort of office abuse, but considering, technically we are semi-imaginary characters in some people's worlds, it's okay, I guess?
No.
Yeah, it's not alright. I've still got nightmares.
Yeah, so, I'm not apologising.
Me as well.
Wylion, didn't it?
Wylion.
Whether you like it or not. I've been Wylion before I even knew what Wylion is.
Yeah, so...
Wylion is... You don't choose to be Wylion.
Oh, man.
You're not chosen to be Wylion. Wylion is like Zen. It's a state of being. You evolve to that state. And I've been in that state for a long time. Ever since back in the day when I exited my classroom while walking on people's desks on the way out. Wylion.
I think that is from a film. I'm just saying, just check your sources, innit?
Check my sources. Real life.
Real life.
That happened.
Okay, bro. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure that happened in the Breakfast Club or some shit. I don't know. Maybe. Fuck it. Nah, because I couldn't walk on my desk, bruv. We had those desks with the red. I think we had the red desks. I think you had basically it's grey. It's grey. The table's grey, but it's got the red underlying bit. It's very, very synonymous in secondary and primary schools back in the day. And you have the blue chair and the red chair, and it's the little thing at the bottom of the legs. No, nothing.
No, we didn't have that. We just had tables and chairs.
I'm pretty sure. Sorry. I'm pretty sure that I was told off about eating as well.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I was. And this is what I have to say to that.
Wow.
Wylion.
This is... You live by the Wylion, you die by the Wylion.
Exactly.
E3, motherfuckers.
E3! So, A lot of great highlights from E3. I mean, like, you had the Xbox show, you had Nintendo showcasing their thing and whatever they do, you know, like, it's like, you know, their podcasty thingy. And then you had PlayStation, and then you also had Ubisoft and Bethesda doing their own sort of sketches as well. Which one was your highlight? Which one were you really looking forward to?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I'm looking forward to Spider-Man.
Do you have a PlayStation 4?
Hell no.
Okay then.
Am I going to get one? Probably. Begrudgingly. I'm going to get dragged kicking and screaming.
Into the world of Station.
Yeah, I have to.
Well,
I need to play that game. I have to.
I don't think you do.
I do.
It's the like the worst. I mean, I'm gonna go like full blown controversy. All Spider-Man games are the same.
Don't care.
You don't care. You just want to hear that voice dialogue, don't you?
I just want to swing around the city and kick people in the face.
You got that on Xbox One, Xbox 2, you know. No, not Xbox 2, Xbox 360, my bad.
Yeah,
confusing numbers.
I need it on the next gen.
I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of Spider-Man or Spider-Man, especially with the Sinister Six, but I don't know. I don't know. It looks a lot better. I mean, don't get twisted. If I had a PlayStation, I would be fully gassed. But I'm Xbox. But at least we got Gears. Gears looks great.
Yeah, but that's not Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's not, there's a couple of spider-like creatures.
Nah.
And Fallout 76 as well. That's going to be a big boy game.
But
there is
I don't like when they say, "Oh, this game's going to be online only."
It's not online only.
I heard online only.
And there's abilities of playing it solo as well. A lot of the features are going to be online based. Because I watched one of the documentaries. It's like one of the main things that they were going to be doing is that they're basically implementing bits and pieces of Fallout 4. Essentially, the one that we're seeing right now, Fallout 76, originally started as the multiplayer for Fallout 4. Then they thought, no, this should be a separate thing altogether. First person experience solo, i.e. Fallout 4, and then this bit goes along with it. And then they expand on the idea of having it as a prequel, i.e. a prequel to end all prequels, i.e. the beginning of the Fallout, which is a good move plot-wise, because whatever happens then is sort of like irrelevant because you've got half-lives and all that stuff. It's like 100 years before any bits and pieces that happen in Fallout, so it's good. But yeah, I mean...
Yeah, people are dicks. Like, how are you going to accomplish anything if people are just fucking up your shit all the time?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, like, one of the things that I feel that they're actually going to be doing is they're going to be having, like, several servers. Like, one will be solo play, and then the other one will be, like, more of the overground melee. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but how's it going to work? Because I heard there's no NPCs in it. So, like, how are you going to create, like, a settlement or whatever if there's no...
I mean, don't get twisted, there's still quests and there's still sort of like... Because, like, by NPCs, they mean sort of like, you know, like character-driven... Yeah, but bunch of random bots and all that stuff, which was sort of like, you know, prolific in the whole Fallout 3 Plus series. So it's like... But then saying that, they never were part of the Fallout universe in the beginning. NPCs are literally a fairly new addition to the Fallout series. Like, if you've been playing from number 1, well, this is the thing. A lot of people jumped on to number 3, but Fallout 1 was more about decision making and, you know, plot narrative and all that stuff. So it's not anything new that they're doing, but it's more. It's not a devolution of what they actually got. It's just a case of, from my understanding, after like watching the No Clip documentary on Fallout, or is it one's on Bethesda and the other one's on Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is the one I watched after, and it's good. Like they're doing this because it's a different experience. Because you've got Elder Scrolls Online, and then you've got Elder Scrolls Skyrim. You've also got this new Blades one as well. I'm not sure if you've seen it. I'm not really digging it. It's basically a mobile, all-inclusive, across all platform game from Bethesda to do with the Elder Scrolls series. Yeah. So it's called Elder Scrolls Blades. That's quite cool. But yeah, I don't know. Spider-Man being on PS4 only is going to be an issue, I reckon.
It is, in theory. It is in theory. But I think the issue is going to be how fast can I get a PlayStation 4 to my house?
Well, this is it. Like, take my money. You know, that's how it usually ends up. But one thing I will say, because like even Xbox has actually had issues with PlayStation, because you know about Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
Fortnite, as irritating as it is the first multi-platform online experience.
Yep.
Apart from PlayStation. So
Yeah, because PlayStation are dicks.
no, not dicks. At the end of the day, they're very old school in regards to what they want to do with their console. In regards to sort of like having it on the Nintendo Switch, it makes sense. It's a mobile device. Yeah. Mobile phones makes sense. It's a mobile device. Go do it on the go, and as it were. And then the consoles. Consoles, I think, with Fortnite aren't necessarily a necessity because it's that type of game that you have on your phone or whatever. Depending on how you play it, anyway, because now it's entered like the home console arena, as well as the PC and the Mac. Apparently, you can get it on the Mac now as well. It's crazy. So you've got all of these sort of like elements that you can actually play on, and PlayStation, you can only play against other PlayStation 4 players. They're the only ones to do that. I mean, if you're playing on a Nintendo Switch and your mate's playing on Xbox One, you can play against each other. Yeah. So at the moment. From what I've basically researched anyway, the main reason because of this is because of Minecraft. Minecraft is the first multi-platform thing, and Microsoft own it, and they're looking to implement that being the first multi-platform game. Yeah. So going from hardware to software, which is usually a problem in sort of like, you know, gentlemen in the later years, but in regards to consoles, it's great. So, I mean, like, because obviously the danger is we'll get first-party titles on different consoles. Yeah. And a lot of the time, I feel certain games you will only play on the PlayStation because they're the Xbox One equivalent or the PS4 equivalent. Yeah. So, for example, I don't know, for me anyway, I feel that the only reason why people play a lot of Uncharted is because one, it's an exclusive to that title, but Xbox have got the exclusive on Tomb Raider. So rather than them waiting on Tomb Raider to play Uncharted, I mean,
Tomb Raider, but I think it came on Xbox first.
Yeah, this is it. Like, you can get these games, but the idea is that you're not held ransom. I mean, I know in regards to sort of like the perspective of being say, you know, console manufacturer, like, I understand the perspective of like, you know, you don't want your first party titles, i.e. your platform, your strong platformer and all this stuff, being rivaled by something that's either better or better known. So for example, if you're like on the PlayStation 4 and it's Ratchet and Clank or Crash Bandicoot being like your mainstay, even though Crash Bandicoot's got multi-platform anyway. But say for example, you know, say Little Big Planet, you wouldn't want to see Little Big Planet. Actually, no, that doesn't make any sense because Little Big Planet would work well on Xbox One and on Switch. However, the one thing,
but I'd like, just because you can keep your third-party titles as exclusives, but just like third-party titles, you shouldn't. There's no reason for you to like block crossplay.
Yeah, yes and no.
No, just reason, no.
I mean,
just no. Like,
I mean, what they done with Street Fighter,
it's available. Like, you're not, you know, like, you're just stopping people playing with each other. You're not stopping people or encouraging people to buy a PlayStation. You're just stopping people from playing with other providers.
But this is the thing. I mean, like, I know Fortnite is a big game, and not having the ability to do it on the PlayStation 4 isn't the end of the world. I mean, still got amazing games. You know, you don't have to worry about that.
And you can still play it. You just can't play with
your friends. Yeah, which is hella shit. Really.
Like surely, in the minds of your consumers, that's like, well, I should get it on like PC or I should get it on Xbox.
Well, this is it. I mean,
my friends on whatever. Like you're not. To me, it doesn't feel like that's a strong business. Like that doesn't seem like a strong business decision. That just seems spiteful.
It is. I mean, it is and it isn't. Like thinking of the sort of perspective of where Sony was and where Microsoft is now, and the playing field and how it got shifted over. Because a lot of the, I mean, let's be honest with you, Xbox 360 shat all over PS3. Shat all over it. So this generation, they had like the leg up, and they thought, you know what, we're going to go hard with this, we're going to try our best. And at the moment, I'm not sure if it's changed now, but at this current time, I believe there's a bigger market share for PlayStation than there is for Xbox. I mean, I've always been like console loyal, so I haven't really had that sort of issue of like, oh, my console, you know, is the most popular, whatever. You know, I like what I like. I like Xbox. I like Nintendo. I haven't got a Switch yet, but there's a good reason behind that. Broke.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, I mean, like...
The reason why I haven't got one is because I know I won't end up playing it. But like, I'll buy it, I'll play it for a little while, and then just sit in the corner. The same with my PSP, like my DS, all the Game Boys I've had.
Well, this is it. This is the danger of buying a home console that's a handheld as well. I mean, like, don't get twisted. I mean, like, it's seamless. Like, 'cause my mate, he's got it, and he'll show me about Zelda and all that stuff. And Zelda looks amazing, and I really want to play it. But I'll be worried about taking it outside the house, only because if it gets bent or mash up, like with my console at home, doesn't move, bruv. Yeah. Doesn't move. So yeah, I mean that's the only reason why. So moving parts. It's like when laptops came out. You know, it's the same sort of thing. It's our equivalent of having a laptop console. So you know, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, like the one thing I will say that's kind of changed the platform, as it were, is first party games. Like, I reckon if Nintendo were to release all of their first-party games on Sony, like, if it would be like something minor like a Mario Kart, it would literally destroy Sony. Literally destroy them. Zelda versus God of War, there's no comparison. Like, fair enough, God of War is an awesome game.
It looks great.
It looks great as well.
That's why, like, I'm not...
But
worried about buying a PlayStation to play Spider-Man.
No, because there's other games to play. Yeah.
But it's just like, up until now, they haven't had the game to draw me over to the other side.
This is it. Because, you know, like, especially if, like, most of the third-party games run in the race, as it were, there's no real need. I mean, like, don't get twisted. After seeing E3, I definitely know I'm going to get a Switch before Smash Brothers comes out.
Oh yeah,
it's just ridiculous. Smash Brothers Ultimate, every single character.
That's big.
The worst thing about it is that I did a lot of what a lot of YouTubers were doing online is that they were just numbering off all these people, and then like Snake popped out of nowhere and it says everybody is here. So that's when all the pads just were flung across the room. Like there's no surprises there. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously you got new additions to the family. I mean, all of the links. Yeah. Like, I used to terrorize people with Kid Link. Now that the Toon Link versus Kid Link versus Breath of the Wild Link, and then you've got different costumes as well. You've got this new thing called Echo characters as well. Like the E3 like showcase was in depth. Yeah. So you've got different sort of like smashes or smash attacks, and then what's the other thing? Different stages. I mean, they went in on this one thing. And the worst thing about it is that the game's not even finished. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. So what they did is that they smushed all the other ones together, and then they got all these assist trophies and all that stuff worked out. They already know what the game is. It's easy. The fact that they still got Ryu, crazy. So you're going to have Ryu versus Snake versus Mega Man versus Pac-Man versus Mario versus Sonic. It's too many. Like, for me, like, it doesn't, like, because if you're raised, like, in the 90s, me saying that a game featuring Sonic, Metal Gear Solid, Ryu, or any other Street Fighter character,
that would have broke your brain back in.
Yeah, those first three would have broken your brain. Then if I started to include, Pac-Man's going to be in it, Mega Man's going to be in it, Mario's going to be in it, Luigi, Waluigi's going to be in it, but you ain't going to be able to play as him. I never understood that. Waluigi just looks like he wants to hurt someone all the time. He's got that mean tennis face on. So you've got all of those sort of bits. But yeah, it looks like a lot happened at this E3. Street Fighter 5, they showed like footage of Cody. Had that big old Kenny Omega versus New Day.
I didn't watch that.
I did. It's funny, but it's pointless.
Well, they're all funny dudes.
Yeah. I mean, like, essentially, it was a wrestling show. Like, somebody got super kick in the chest. The presenter got super kick.
Serious?
Yeah, it's funny.
Was Xavier Woods? Okay.
No, not Xavier Woods. Some guy called Tasty Steve.
Okay.
With a name like that, you deserve to get kicked in the chest.
Deserves to get kicked in the face.
Yeah.
Taste this, Steve.
Boom. But yeah, it's like all the events this E3 have kind of like.
Super kicked in the Young Bucks.
Huh?
You super kicked in the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Young Bucks. It was like please and thank you. That's what Kenny Omega said, and he kicked him in the chest. Worst thing about it is I only know little bits about Kenny Omega, but he seems to be coming.
That's because he's on New Japan, like.
Yeah.
People are kind of really knowing about him now, quite fairly recently.
I mean, The Elite or The Elite, The Elite, is good. As a brand, anyway. I mean, like, because
they're killing it as a brand. As a brand, they are killing it. Like, they're killing it on a level where they don't even need WWE. Like, they're just killing it, just outside of WWE. Selling all kinds of shirts and merch and all kinds of shit, like being able to like dictate their own storylines and shit where they're going.
Brokered that deal with Street Fighter and Capcom, which is insane.
So what?
They brokered that deal. Have you seen like the?
Nope.
You ain't seen any of it.
Nope.
It's crazy. Basically, they've got a sort of like feature trailer where Kenny Omega's playing Cody, and then Cody's now sort of like in the game now. So just to give you a sort of update of how they're developing out the character. By the way, you just have to ignore Final Fight Streetwise. If that was your game back in the game, throw it away. Just throw it away. That, like, it's not canon. So basically, Cody went from Jailbird to the mayor.
Yeah.
So now he's the mayor rather than Hagar. So Hagar was the mayor in the first Final Fight. Cody was the love interest of, I think, Jessica or something. Begins with a J. Tina, maybe. Don't know. And then you had Guy, who was just along for the ride so he could train in his Bishindu, whatever it is. So you got all of that. That's the first one. And then, it was alright. I mean, as a sort of series. But the maddest thing is that Street Fighter 5 is the first new Street Fighter without Guy in it as such. You got Guy's mentor, whatever his name is, but you haven't got Guy. So I reckon that's probably going to be the next load of DLC that they're going to bring in. And obviously Guy's going to be 10th Dan of Bishin Ryu, whatever his name is. And it's going to be a little bit more interesting plot-wise. So yeah, I think the only two to come out now are G and Sagat.
Yeah.
So you've got that to look forward to. I mean, if you're playing PlayStation anyway. If you're playing Xbox, I think they stopped making characters for Killer Instinct a while back. Which is kind of sucky. need to do more of that game. But yeah, so Killer Instinct is kind of like in the limbo at the moment, I think. And then you've also got...
well, it might not be, because they brought it back for...
No, I mean, don't get twisted. They are updating it up until last year. They introduced this concept of Ultimates. And then I think by that time everybody had dropped off or bought a PlayStation for their fighting games. I mean, Killer Instinct's good. I like it. It's a good game.
I'm never really a big fan of Killer Instinct.
I mean, I like Killer Instinct Gold more than Killer Instinct 1. Killer Instinct 1 I feel is way too complex. Like, that's weird because it's the first one.
Yeah.
And usually they get more complex as they go on. But I feel that Killer Instinct needed to dumb down. Because they wanted to do like forward moves, back moves, down, up, forward, back, up, punch, kick, then punch again, moves. Pointless, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I always just thought their combos were too crazy.
Yeah, the ultra combos and all that.
Too crazy.
It gets to a point where you just get desensitized to somebody getting a 9-hit combo.
It's not even that. It's just like if you can kill someone just from the beginning of the match, like just with just one combo, that's too much.
Oh, you're talking about the ultimates.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, the ultimates got a bit out of hand, but there's options in Killer Instinct Gold that you can just switch off.
Fair enough, I guess. Yeah, not really a big Killer Instinct fan. Did you see Jump Force?
Yes, very interesting.
Think.
I don't know, because I recently purchased Dragon Ball Fire.
Yeah.
And now that they brought out this, I was thinking that's a bump. But is that only?
Yeah, but it's not going to come out. It's not like it's coming out now.
Is it on?
Like most of the games that were announced at E3 is not coming out till next year.
But is Jump Force a PlayStation exclusive? Because I saw it on.
I don't think so.
You reckon it's across?
No, because I'm pretty sure I saw it on Xbox One. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it on the Xbox One.
Yeah. So it's Xbox One you saw it on. You didn't see it on
I saw it on
PlayStation.
Xbox.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I mean Dragon Ball Fire. Have you played it yet?
No.
It's really good. I mean, it's kind of like X-Men versus... No, not X-Men versus Street Fighter. What's the other one? Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3.
Yeah.
So it plays kind of like that, but with all your sort of like Z-Fighters and all that stuff. I've kind of got in and I've got every single character as I usually do with every fighting game I ever buy. So I've got Broly. What's the dad's name? I've got Broly, Bardock. Super Saiyan, what is it? No, it's actually not Super Saiyan. It's there's another guy. Oh yeah, there's Fused Zamasu, and then there's Fused. What was it? Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as well that you can actually play as. So you can play all the characters from the Black Arc at the moment. Universe 6, I don't think they've got all the characters in there yet. Mainly because it would be fucking crazy. But yeah, you've got all of those sort of bits and pieces. And yeah, it's good. It's good. Definitely good. Especially if you're like into Dragon Ball. I mean, I watched the whole of Dragon Ball Super and it was amazing. I all watched it with subtitles, so I'm that hardcore, as it were. Most people are, but you know, especially if you're into Dragon Ball. I watched it with the subtitles. I couldn't wait for the dub. The dub was just too much, bro.
Yeah, I played the previous game. I didn't play that one though.
What was it? It's not Tenkaichi. It's not Budokai. Omniverse.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Omniverse. Dragon Ball's X. Yeah.
Xenoverse.
Xenoverse. That's it.
Yeah. But I got stuck.
What one?
Fighting androids.
Yeah, they're actually evil in that game.
Yeah. Like, I can't. They just got this move where they just bust out this big green energy thing. Yeah. And it just wipes out my life.
I mean,
like, I'm not sure. Like, I guess I should be able to do it, but I don't think my character's
level.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it makes any sense.
Okay. Well, what did you go with in your Xenoverse character?
human.
Goes without saying. It's pointless, bro. Everyone knows. You
What a challenge!
You choose Saiyan.
If I was gonna look, I thought if I choose a Saiyan, like, it's not really gonna be much of a challenge. Plus, everyone's gonna be a fucking Saiyan. Everyone can't be a Saiyan. There's supposed to be like 2 left. Like, everyone can't be a Saiyan.
Now there's bare now. Like, well, this is what I'm saying. If you watch Super anyway, like I did, by myself,
It's on the list. I haven't seen it yet.
Can't even do any spoiler alerts. But yeah, basically, universes were wished back. That's what I'm going to say. People,
So all the Saiyans are alive now?
in theory.
Well, still. Like,
It's still speculation.
I thought it was going to be
It's
a bit more of a
speculation.
challenge
Yeah.
if I was like something other than a Saiyan. And maybe it was a bit too much.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, another thing about Dragon Ball as well is that it's all speculation. All of this sort of, like, you know, new Saiyans coming into it and all that stuff. Mainly down to the new film. Have you heard about the new film?
Nope.
It's really cool. It's basically going to be something on the, I think at the end of the year.
Catch up.
Huh?
So I better catch up.
Yeah, you are. So, yeah, it's like, in theory, it's like one of the first Super Saiyan gods, Yamoshi or something like that, and that a lot of, like, the internet is speculating it's going to be. I think he's appeared in, like, the Shogun Jump in Japan. Don't quote me on that, though. I don't think he has. And yeah, it seems okay. I like the whole idea of it. You know, this guy comes along, Goku's like fresh off a certain victory. I can't say which victory, because you don't know what's going on. Can't say.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, he wins, sort of thing.
Oh, of course he wins.
Of course he wins, it's Goku. So, like, he's just won his last saga. That's probably the easiest way of actually saying it, without actually having a spoiler. Yeah. He's won his last saga, and then he's met up with this Super Saiyan, not even Super Saiyan, like an actual Saiyan, so old school Saiyan. So power level is incredible, but old school Saiyan that actually knows what they're doing, rather than Goku who's sort of like discovering his powers as he goes on. So yeah, you got loads of madnesses going on. Like, you got Ultra Instinct kind of been nerfed because it was ridiculous. I mean, you probably heard a little bit about Ultra Instinct, it being a new form. Everyone kind of like knows that there's a new form of Goku, as it were. And yeah, got loads of madnesses going on in that. But yeah, sure was it. Jump Force looks amazing. Does look amazing. I mean,
I need that in my life.
Definitely.
Need it.
Definitely.
Almost as much as I need Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I reckon you can do without.
Oh, I need
for at least 3 months. For
I need it. No, I look at Spider-Man the same way I looked at Batman Arkham Asylum. Like, I had no faith that game was going to be good. But I thought, I need that game. Like, I need to play it.
Arkham Asylum.
I need to play it.
Yeah, I mean...
No, but before, because, like, before that came out, like, every other, like, superhero game, like, well, almost every other superhero game been shit.
Apart from the Spider-Man games, which have been very generic and the same.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm not excited about Sinister Six. I mean, I love the fact that Sinister Six is happening in front of me.
Yeah.
However, and I've seen a lot of, like, the fighting footage where he's fighting against Venom and then some of the symbiote jumps on him and he fights him.
Yeah.
That looks all cool. But... ultimately,
there's no buts.
There's a but, bro.
There's no buts.
I just don't.
That's gonna be the game. Like, that is gonna be Arkham Asylum for Spider-Man. Like, the Marvel Arkham Asylum. Like,
it looks fairly good, but the one thing I found with Spider-Man games is the controls are never right. The only time I actually felt comfortable in playing Spider-Man,
yeah, but you saw they look so smooth and seamless. Like.
Because you've got a game tester there who's been playing it for like months.
Good. I want someone
and then when you
to play it who knows how to play it, because I'm going to get on that level. Like, that's the same thing when I watch, like, when I play Arkham. It's like I get to that level where it's like I'm untouchable. Like, you can't fuck with me on that game
fair enough.
because I will fuck up like, you know what? Like, all right, it's Asylum-esque, but it's not like proper Rocksteady. But like we're on what do you call it? The WB Montreal one.
Montreal.
Yeah, you know the one that Rocksteady didn't make.
Oh, Origins.
Yeah, Origins. On Origins, there's a game mode. It's 1v100, and I love playing that. I love playing that game mode.
See,
just fuck everybody.
I've got a confession to make. I've got Origins, but I didn't buy it on the Xbox.
Did you buy it on?
I bought it on the Wii U. I was sold from like the investigatory thing that you know, like where you do the scan on.
Oh, and it comes up on the.
Yeah. It comes up on the Wii U thingy, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna play this.
Why?
I mean, I played it. I played it for a bit, but by that time, Arkham Knight had been like announced.
Yeah.
So I just threw my Wii U pad down. Because
I like Origins. Like, it's not the best.
Yeah.
Like,
I like Night off the Bat. I like Night off the Bat.
That's a good storyline. Like, that's a good storyline. The whole like swerve of the Joker's like good. Like, some game mechanics aren't great, but if that was the first game that came out, there'd be no arguments. Just obviously because Rocksteady didn't make it, and it came out after Asylum and City. Yeah,
it just seemed lackluster in some sense.
Yeah, but like the storyline is still good. Like I like playing that game. Like, it's still got really good elements in it, and I miss like because I don't play my Xbox 360 is busted, so I can't play Origins. So I can't play my 1v100 game mode, which they don't have on any of the other ones. Which I'm so upset. I'm so upset, man, because it's just like all the.
But you know, I mean, like, what did you download it onto your console?
What?
Yeah.
No. I had the physical disc.
Oh, you know, you can play that on Xbox One.
No, that's not backpack. Is it? Are you telling me that name's backpack?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, let's shut this shit down.
Everything lock off.
Shut this shit down, we're done.
No. I mean, like, the one way you can check is if you go online and you just basically see.
I've checked the list like a couple of times. I haven't checked it in a while.
But this is the thing. If you've got a physical disc, a lot of 360 games will work.
Yeah.
Now. I mean, it's only like the earlier games that you have to like, R about. Like,
I'll check that out when I get home.
My mate, he had problems with Blue Dragon and what's the other one? Blue Dragon and Prey.
Yeah.
Now he had problems with those, so that's the only games that I kind of know that are on the list now. But like when he was putting his Xbox One up, and he had a couple issues. But yeah, Origins should be on there.
I hope so. Me V100 as Deathstroke.
Oof.
That's my shits.
That's
my shits right there.
Fair enough. Deathstroke versus 100 Goons is always good.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you heard the recent crap about DC.
Some stuff. Not finished with the what do you call it? E3 yet, man?
E3. Oh,
yeah.
My bad. I mean, like, at the moment, there's so much going on in my head at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm building rage. Building rage! But, yes.
Yeah, Jump Force I need.
Jump Force? Yes, good.
I mean, I always like playing the Naruto games.
Dragon Ball goes without saying.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. One Piece, I'm curious about, but because I haven't like had the patience to watch all 2,000 episodes.
Yeah, but you can say that about all of them.
No, One Piece is unique.
One Piece does not have more episodes than Naruto.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it does not.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
You know,
not if you include
live Google search.
No, not if you include Naruto and then Naruto Shippuden and then Naruto whatever one they did after that.
Or Boruto. Yeah, it has more. It has more.
No way, because Naruto started first, and Those things.
No.
Never stop. There's no off-season.
One Piece never stopped, bro. It is way over.
Yeah, but Naruto never stopped. No, Naruto came out first. No, all you have to do is check which year it came out.
I'm just going to type it into Google. Which has more episodes?
That question's too sophisticated for Google.
I reckon it's great. Which has more episodes?
So Spider-Man 4. All I got in Spider-Man 4 for my notes is yes. Because I need that shit.
That's terrible, bro. That is not research. That is not
That's
research.
researched.
Or One Piece. I know One Piece is ridiculous, bro. Because when I checked it, it had like 14,000. Which anime is better? Okay. Alright, so here it is. More answers below. Alright, so Naruto.
Yeah.
Let's see. Has 20. So 220.
That's not right.
No, the original Naruto has 220.
Yeah.
And then 480 plus episodes, right?
That's not right.
Now
they got more than like that's just the filler episodes.
Yeah, majority.
They got like 480 filler episodes. What about the rest?
One Piece is 760 plus episodes.
Nah, that can't be right.
It's right, bro. That's
Nah, you're missing some Naruto episodes, definitely.
No. Like, see, I'll do it again. How many episodes? How many episodes of One Piece? Oh man, there's another freaking thing that just came up.
What?
800 episodes, more than 800 episodes. Those are episodes.
Inclusive.
No. But these are episodes. This isn't including the films. The films they had like 14. Kid you not.
Well, maybe, but like, still Naruto's got to be more because it came out first.
No.
And they never stop. One
Piece has to be the most longest running anime. And the worst thing about it is, I like to start things from the beginning.
What year it started then?
Oh, fuck's sake. One Piece.
Did you care about Devil May Cry?
Yes. I do. But I don't. I don't like the confusion of the branding at the moment. Like, they've got Dante, the new Dante, which is technically Devil May Cry 5 or DMC.
And they're going back to the old one.
And then, I find that confusing.
Why? Because they're going back to the old one.
They're not getting back to the old one.
I'm sure I heard they were going back to the old one.
No, because you can select a costume of Dante original. Because a lot of people are complaining, I don't like it, and his hair hasn't gone grey in this one. So it's like one of those ones where they were trying to do a prequel slash reboot slash rebrand, and I don't know. Japan's a confusing place. No, it's like a place, as in place. I never said the people, as in confusing race. No, that is racist. I think. Is it? I mean, they do have places where people shit on people. And vending machines with pants.
I was gonna say.
So,
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to.
I mean, like, I'm not tarring everybody with the same brush, but you know. For when that's a social norm, you got to frown on a couple bits.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Japanese people are amazing and they're lovely.
Little corners, isn't it? Like, that's
but the actual country, that I mean, like, as in like the society, isn't depraved, but they have seedy elements. I think it's because they're a bit more liberal than what we are in the Western front. But somebody getting shot on in front.
Liberal?
Well, hedonistic, I would say, is probably a better word. Yeah. I mean, it's because they're very uptight, I would assume. Like when they need to cut loose, they cut loose. Like, it's just straight up noodle canoodle, bruv. Like,
You're more racist.
Yeah, it's not racist. Noodles are floppy. I'm not doing it because it's a racial slur. There you go.
That's not even what I meant.
Now, what would be even more racist if I said spaghetti? Because spaghetti is technically an Italian rip-off of what noodles are meant to be. As you know, pasta started off as noodles, right?
Yeah.
It's peak, bruv. I wouldn't have known that if I didn't watch Bill and Ted. Speaking of which...
Cartoon.
Yeah.
What film?
The cartoon, I think they covered it in the cartoon.
That was in the cartoon, yeah.
They didn't cover it in the film, which I thought was... And for me, that was a revelation. I was thinking, then what the fuck's pizza, bruv? They're just going around just ripping people off, yeah? These traders. And don't get twisted, the same thing with Portugal as well. Portugal, you know, it's a bit of a mad one still. So yeah, so One Piece definitely has more episodes, bruv.
Did you even check what year did it start?
It doesn't matter what year it starts.
It does, because
It's never stopped. It's never stops. It never stops, bruv. One Piece keeps
They
going.
don't have no off season.
Hmm?
They don't have an off season.
What do you mean?
Like, there's no like end of season, wait 6 months and season starts again.
With One Piece, no. With everything else,
Not,
yes.
No, not with Naruto either.
Well, Boruto, as it were, is now in its... I don't know. I think it's in its second season? Or second wave? So I know that they have breaks, but everything else...
Nah, they don't have breaks. They just say, yeah, this is like a new stage.
Mm.
He's grown up now.
Yeah.
Now he's got a kid, something.
That kind of makes sense. I'm surprised who they chose as his wifey, though. I thought it was going to be the pink-haired girl.
Nah. She always had that thing for Sasuke, innit? Like, you can't deal with a girl that has a strong thing for someone else first. Like, nah, man, that can never run. Like,
Plot narrative-wise, that would have ran better. Sasuke, Naruto, beef out over the chick. Sasuke gets the chick. Naruto actually marries her.
nah, that's just sad.
Yeah, you want tragedy, bro. Remember, it's a story you're watching, it's not a life.
Nah, that's too sad. That's too sad.
I don't know. Anime.
He needs to get with the girl that's going to treat him right.
I don't think... What's her name?
Nah.
Hinata. Yeah, I don't think Hinata's, like, the right girl necessarily for Sasuke.
Naruto.
Oh, what?
For Naruto.
No, as in for Sasuke. Like, Sasuke, he's got the Sharingan, innit?
Yeah.
And the other girl that's with Naruto,
Byakugan.
yeah, she got Byakugan, bro.
Yeah.
So, it would make sense from a form of, like, ninja
No, it doesn't.
ninja DNA manipulation
No.
that, you know, you get with the girl with the weird eyes.
Nah, you can't have two weird eyes in your family.
You can.
Nah, there's only room for one weird eyes.
No. I think we're going way off script. Alright.
Did you see Dying Light 2?
Dying Light. That didn't really interest me. The one that did interest me is what's that? What is Death Stance? Death Glare? The one with Daryl from
Oh. The Hideo Kojima thing.
yeah.
Obviously, because it's Hideo Kojima, like, if he's not going to be doing Metal Gear Solid anymore, you want to know what he's on next, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, yes, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah. We'll
It's
see.
mad. Like, I've seen a couple of trailers.
Yeah, it just looks that's crazy.
It's proper nuts.
I didn't see any of the E3 stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I saw. Oh, sorry. I saw the previous trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like Daryl's on the beach, and then he had a baby.
Yeah, and incubation thing.
Yeah. I'm interested in that.
They got one bit where a handprint sort of forms next to them,
Yeah.
and like the girl's like shh, and like they just like try to wait for this thing to go. Definitely curious. It's very, very curious. I mean, it would be great if I actually remember the actual name. Death Stance. I think it's Death Stance.
Maybe.
Definitely.
Maybe.
But yeah, you got that. And another one that interests me from Sony's expedition, as it were, is Ghost of Terramers, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Let me double check that name. I'm going to check Death Star.
Something like that. Ghost of something. Yeah, I don't think I saw that.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
And then the other one's called
Death Proof.
Death
Proof.
Stranding. I knew it wasn't standing. Death
Close
Stranding.
enough.
Death Stranding. The worst thing about it is that that's the first thing that pops up on Google now. When you type in death.
People have been checking it out, innit?
Definitely. But yeah, so Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And Ghost of Tsushima.
What's Ghost of Tsushima about?
Well, by the looks of things, I only saw like the first level playthrough.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Tenchu, but one more grown up and two more God of War.
Okay.
So.
Is that a PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah. Actually, if I want to get excited and say yeah. So I reckon it is though, Ghost. But in just saying that, Death Stranding isn't.
No.
Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, it's definitely a PlayStation exclusive. It was published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, which usually means that it's theirs.
Oh well.
Another reason to buy a PlayStation.
I'll be able to play it.
I'm getting a PlayStation 4 soon. I'm not in a rush to get one. I mean, I still haven't got a PS3.
Yeah. I mean, what? It's too late for that. Like, why are you thinking about PS3?
Cheaper.
Yeah, but it's gone now.
No. I want to play The Last of Us in its natural habitat, bro.
Just play the revitalized version on the thing, innit?
Revitalized version ain't going for a $5, bro. Keeping it real, bro. Especially because I spent so much on my Xbox. And don't get twisted. Back in the day, I had a PS2.
Yeah.
I had an Xbox,
Yeah.
PS2, GameCube. Had all three of them.
Yeah.
Buying all the exclusive, that's what I was doing. All of the in-between classics, didn't bother with. Until after the phase went. So that's when I got into King of Fighters and all that shit on there. Now, what I'm trying to do now is, one, complete the games that I bought. Because I bought a lot of games on my Wii U.
Yeah.
Arkham Origins. Still haven't completed.
That game.
Well, this is
how
it.
the story ends.
I kind of do. I mean, I watched a lot of spoilers. I got Injustice as well. It's the only console I actually bought Injustice on.
Yeah. I remember Xbox.
And then, what's the other one? I don't think there's any Street Fighter games. I've got Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. What else? Mario 3D World I haven't completed. Galaxy I haven't completed. You guys, no.
Some of those games you're just gonna have to come to just accept that you're not gonna finish. But I have a lot of games that I have not finished. And I've accepted that I'm not gonna finish all of them. Some of them I will finish. Some of them I definitely will not finish.
You are tracking the most wet, bro. I cannot, and I will not agree with you, bro. No,
There's not enough time in the you need to finish these games when they're fresh. Otherwise, there's not enough time in the world for you to go back and finish 100 games. Come on. Come on, live in the now.
Make the time.
No. Man.
Make the time.
This grown man stuff. You ain't got time to go back and play them games.
You have to, bro. Any man that hasn't completed Resident Evil 0 or Resident Evil 1 in their lifetime is dying right now. Because Resident Evil 2 has now been relaunched.
I saw that.
No.
Why? Why? Why 2? That just seems so random. Are they rebooting from 2? What then? Like, that's to me. That's the only reason why you would do that. If you're rebooting from 2, having a brand new 3, and then continuing from there.
What they do with 2, apparently, from what I've seen on the Kotaku and all that shit, going to have elements of Code Veronica, elements of Nemesis. So you go on a pathway, and it's like Resident Evil 4 style Leon. So over the shoulder, arguably one of the better formats of the game. I mean, Resident Evil 5 was good, but I think Chris is too much of a heavy hitter. Like he just got like, if you put it in the sort of scale of things, definitely overpowered. The only reason why I say overpowered is because at the end you're punching a boulder, bruv.
Boulder?
Boulder.
Okay.
That's one of the tasks. You know, like when you press it LR, punching a fucking boulder, bruv.
He's got the skills to pay the bills, isn't it?
Yeah, he has, but he hasn't been injected with no T virus or X virus or 10 virus or whatever.
It's au naturel, isn't it?
Nah, bruv. That's the only thing that ruined it for me. Like, I mean, like,
you say that when Van Damme's kicking down a tree.
Nah, but that's realistic. That's a tree. Not rock, bruv. You land on rocks, on your head, you die. You land on a tree, not so much dead. You might probably get knocked out, but you're not dead. Land on a rock, you're dead, bruv. The worst thing about it is that Wesker is throwing like boulders at him. And the worst thing about it is that I don't know. There's plenty of times that he should have backed out of that situation, or just like said fuck it and just used a sniper rifle.
Too late. You can't back out of them situations.
Yeah, basically Wesker, whatever his name is. Actually, Wesker's one of the most coolest video villains. So I'm going to give him his due. So Wesker is injecting himself with the Ouroboros virus, which is like the worst virus in the world, apparently. It's like pure wiggly worms and all that shit. Killed a lot of people in Africa. True story. So he's injecting himself with this virus as well as a load of African people. And one of the things that it turns out is that he turns into a horrible, malicious beast, as they usually do. If you're a fan of the series, you know that in number 6, his son is kind of like being pushed as the new one. And like, you got a mix up between Leon Kennedy and Chris Redfield, and it's like, I'm not too sure. And then they release Raccoon City, and Raccoon City didn't deliver. I like the idea, you know, you going in as like the hunk or the not actual hunk. Yeah, pause. But the guy called Hunk.
Okay.
Yeah, you going through it, and then with a team of like, you know, these elite umbrella, like, you know, enforcements. But yeah, on to Resident Evil 2. I reckon it's an amazing thing. It's one of my favourites of the branches of them. I mean, like, I liked Code Veronica a little bit better, only because it was more in depth and it was twisted as fuck. Saying that though, I reckon it'll be okay. I reckon, like, I mean, from what I've seen anyway, if they have elements of all these other ones in there, then it could be good. If they have it...
I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't be, because it's basically Resident Evil 2, but...
Well, I mean, to be fair, Resident Evil 3, that would have been DLC back in, like, now. Like, you know, it's just like another chapter. I mean, like, fair enough, you've got new elements of, like, dodging and all that shit, which arguably people are saying, like, fucked up the game.
What, being able to dodge?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, it was one disc rather than 2.
Okay.
Because you only have one character.
Okay.
And people were pissed that they couldn't play as Chris.
Okay.
Because they thought, so you've had Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine in the first one. You've had Claire Redfield.
Yeah.
And Leon Kennedy in the second one.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go back to Chris, which they kind of did in Code Veronica,
Yeah.
and that was like the makeup one. But by that time, the damage had already been done. And then they released Resi 4, which was just mind blowing.
Yeah.
And that literally melted my face off. I was like, oh my god, this is so immersive. I was playing with a GameCube controller. That's how hardcore I am, bruv. I bought it first.
You can't say, like, you can't make bad choices and call it hardcore.
Nah, bruv, nah. The GameCube version, I kid you not, is the best version of that game.
Really?
Next to the Wii version.
Why?
It's just so seamless. Because the one thing that the GameCube had that the PlayStation didn't have at the time is digital buttons. So you could press L and R to a certain degree, and then when you're looking to say go into the next level or whatever, or push it in, like you just push in the R button a little bit harder, and then it'll just basically pop out like some next other move or something like that, or it's pressure sensitive. It was the first console to have that. So you have that, and then one of the main things that comes out from that in that game especially is like, especially when you're aiming, like it feels more intuitive to sort of like gradually hold an L while you're like looking around, and then you pop off with the trigger function on the R button, and it plays well. Like a lot of people said that the chainsaw controller was the better one and all that shit, but the GameCube controller, ideal for that game, I would say anyway.
Fair enough.
What other ones were there? There was speaking of like, randomness, I was browsing Facebook as you do, place of faces, and I stumbled across the most awfully intriguing post.
Yeah.
It was the Women of Glow versus the WWE Divas rap battle.
Rap battle.
Rap battle.
Which divas?
Wow.
They don't call them divas anymore, but yeah, which ones?
The Bree sisters, or whatever, the twins, Bree twins, Bella twins, whatever. Yeah. And I think it was Sasha Banks and some one that looks like a Russian whore.
Varna.
Yes, I believe her name was Varna.
That's harsh.
I said no. You made the analogy. I said one that looks like a Russian whore. Could have been many a manner of like different girls. I don't actually think it is Varna actually.
Lana.
Yeah?
Lana.
Yeah, I don't think it is. It's a blonde hair.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, so like it's all of them
Speaks with a Russian accent.
versus the Ladies of Glow.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about it is that the Women of Glow, with the exception of the Asian / Indian one, they had bars, bruv. And
obviously they're fucking actors.
No. One's a musician, which is unfair.
Alright, that's even worse.
Like, so they had the unfair advantage, and they ripped into them, and it was peak. But then, what made it even more intriguing is the next video came up. Guess what it was?
I have no idea.
Chris Jericho versus Lania Ali.
Is it?
Rap battle.
Yeah,
Rap battle, bruv. It's on the same show, probably, isn't it? They probably Lania won, but Chris Jericho beat her easily. He's just ripping off the dome, innit? Because obviously that's what them WWE guys do, innit? And she was like, well, I'm doing this to my dad, da-da-dee. And say after me, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that was her end big line, innit? And it's like, yeah, that was cool 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up now. I mean, like, this is how I felt at the time. But then I thought, you know what? They've got to give her the win. And they've got to give Jericho the L. Mainly because Jericho was the bad guy in that situation. He was. He was going way too far in, bruv. I mean, he didn't say anything on the lines of like he respected the memory of her father.
Yeah.
I mean, but realistically, he was going soft on it. And I mean, but in saying that, it is about lyrical ability, isn't it? Like Chris Jericho, he's
he's a musician.
Yeah. He's hot on the mic. Yeah.
So you'd expect him to do okay at least.
Yes. But yeah,
at least.
But yeah, I reckon they gave it to her just to save face. But yeah, she lost, bro.
I might have done that.
I mean, like, you wanted to win. That's the worst one because like Chris Jericho ain't even giving like full blown Chris Jericho. It's not like Y2J.
Yeah.
Y2J versus Lina Ali. She ain't got a chance, bruv. It's Y2J, bruv.
Yeah.
He went up to the CEO's daughter and called her a slut, bruv.
Trash bag hoe.
Trash bag hoe. Slut. Trash bag hoe. I think that was the phrase. And he still worked in the company.
Not
on
even
a regular.
just once.
On a regular. Bruv, that's the worst thing. When it gets over, oh my god, like, speaking of wrestling, actually we've gone from E3 to wrestling. I suppose it's got a mix-up thing because of Kenny Omega reference.
Yeah.
So, one thing I will say about that whole madness is when something gets over, like, you know, like the broken mat thing, and you've got the list got over, and what else got over?
Sometimes he just, like, sees if he could make stuff over.
Well, this is it. Like, I know that there was like a thing with like Kevin Owen and Chris Jericho to see what they can actually get over.
Yeah.
And Chris Jericho, obviously, he knows what will get over, innit? Like the list.
He's a master of getting shit over.
The list alone. I mean, like Kennedy was my favourite one, but then obviously there was issues between him and the roster, innit?
Yeah.
But Kennedy, I like that bit where he just like it's just a random guy just walking up and just like, Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy! And it doesn't make any sense why that's funny, but it's hilarious. Yeah. It's like, pause, Kennedy. Pointless. But genius at the same time.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, what was the overall verdict of E3 then?
The bits I saw I liked. Still, for me, like, there's only really a couple games that I'm really looking forward to.
Okay, so...
I'm disappointed that there was no... Because there were rumours that they might do... they might reveal a new Splinter Cell, which I would have been hella in for.
Actually, what was the Tom Clancy games that they announced? They announced like 3 or 4, didn't they?
Division 2.
Yeah, Division 2, there was another one.
What was there?
Something to do with Siege. Was it Siege? Yeah.
Siege 2.
Was it Siege 2?
Oh no, I think was it DLC for Siege?
Yeah, certain DLC. Speaking of DLC, you've got oh god, what's that? Basically, there's a couple rumours going around, and it's mainly about Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Essentially, the way that they tested the game before they launched it with the Fallout 4 engine is that they actually tested the game, or the multiplayer faction, with Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
And apparently, this is like in the belly of the internet. Like this isn't fact. This is just strictly rumor. They're adding multiplayer elements to Fallout 3 as well as New Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's like it's meant to be like a mad downloadable thing, and that's what it's meant to be about.
Okay.
Neither confirm or deny this because at the moment it is speculation.
Yeah.
Like I was literally I was on the internet for like hours. Like I just watched like the Fallout 76 freaking documentary.
Yeah.
I'm in a tired state. I'm typing in Fallout multiplayer, and then that thing pops up. So, yeah, apparently the new update is to deal with, apparently, not actually, apparently, it's to do with multiplayer aspects put onto Fallout 3 as well as Fallout New Vegas.
Would that make you go back and play them?
I'm already playing them, actually.
What, both?
Now, I'm playing Fallout 3 again.
Yeah.
Only because...
Again, how have you got time to play a game again when you've got so many games that you plan on going back and finishing? Plus, there's so many games that are coming out that you need to play and finish.
No. You misunderstand me. I never finish Fallout games. Never.
You've been playing them for 100 years. How have you not finished the Fallout?
No.
That's all you talked about for like a year, and you didn't finish it.
Well, I mean, like, I finished it on one save. I ain't gonna lie. I finished it on one save. I haven't completed Fallout New Vegas, although I know what happens.
Yeah.
I haven't completed it, though. So I'm not in the sort of, like, dark. I think I got up to the point where I have to choose a faction, and I don't really like the idea. I mean, like, to be fair, Fallout New Vegas is, like, fucked up because you get to choose between four factions, I think it is, like, at the end. You get to choose with Mr. House, which is basically, like, the automatronic entity that's controlling all these, like, robots that are in New Vegas.
Yeah.
Brotherhood is Steel, which obviously, you know, goes without saying, you know, like, they're all about the technology and stuff like that. You've also got one where you've got, what's that one? Caesar, or Kaiser. And there's another one. Oh, God. Something to do with the Khans and all that stuff, anyway. But, yeah. In a nutshell, one thing I will say is when you... Oh, yeah, the NCR. The NCR, that's the other one. Which is basically like the Enclave on the East Coast. One thing I will say about the whole New Vegas experience, compared to the Fallout 3 experience, when you piss off a faction, bruv, they come at you, bruv. Like, it's peak. Like, it's beef, bruv. It's like proper beef. Like, apart from Raiders are dicks. Yeah. But the other ones are madness, like I remember I must have took sides with the NCR and the Brotherhood is Still, and it got mad for me because the worst thing about these shitty Legion is that they're really good at hand-to-hand combat. However, I boosted up all my guns, so fuck hand-to-hand. I think Biggie said it the best. This guy was trying to do Kung Fu, you know, like, and this is 1992, motherfuckers trying to do Kung Fu. And yeah, motherfuckers are using guns and straps and shit. So, yeah. Fuck the Legion. But yeah.
So you survived then?
Huh?
So you survived?
Yeah. But the maddest thing about fighting against the Legion is just that it's a lot of... Like, fair enough, you've got guns and all that stuff, but it's just a lot of work mowing them down. Just a lot of work, bro.
Third world problems,
yeah. Yeah, first world problem. It's freaking armour everywhere. Blink, click, 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 click. Boop, 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 boop. It's horrible, bro. It's like 100 of them that you actually have to kill.
So you have to actually wipe out the whole team?
Oh yeah, you personally have to commit genocide.
Is it genocide if they're just like basically a gang?
I don't know. I mean, if you wipe out something entirely, it's genocide. If you leave one alive or something like that, then...
Yeah, but it's not like a race or religion or...
It is. I mean, like, they're mad. Like, in Fallout New Vegas, they're mad, bro. They're mad.
Maybe.
Like, they're all, like, in the future and acting as if, like, they're from the past.
Yeah.
Like, extra past. Not even normal past. Way past. They deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. I love that. I love that Samuel Jackson line. It's good.
Yes.
Some volatile shit. And that's the end of Real Dumb Shit. So what we're going to be doing next week is that we're going to be reading out a couple of the letters that we've received. Yes, we've received snail mail, email, as well as some comments from sort of like weird formats that we actually commented on. Not the major ones, which doesn't actually make any sense. But we'll be doing a lot of like the letters and all that stuff on the next show. So keep it tuned.
Tell them where to send their letters and shit.
I don't really care for letters though, bro.
Tell them where to send a fucking email then,
Alright,
Twitter and shit.
send the emails to
Facebook and whatever, man.
I mean, like actually, we'll just keep it to Twitter. That's probably the easiest one. At Real Dumb Shit, as well as at Redacted Shunt. We're going to be running a competition soon. It's basically it's going to be interesting. We're not going to reveal it yet, but we've got a couple bits and pieces that we might be giving out on behalf of Wylion. So keep it locked, as it were. Somebody's coming to a little bit of money. I believe. No. The lottery results didn't actually come in favourable, so there'll be no competition. There'll be no competition on the fact that there's no money. I'm joking. Next episode. And, we will be doing stuff like this on a regular basis. So, just let us know what sort of questions you want, and we'll completely ignore it, and we'll riddle you with something crazy. Anything else to drop off on the competition angle? Nope. Cool. Yeah. Rather than buying stuff, guys, both Riley and Jermaine, just like pay us. How about that?
Yeah, how about fucking that?
Yeah.
Trying to run competitions and say you don't pay a motherfucker. Fuck you.
Cheesy puss for life. Later.